Hello, I'm John Morrison, owner of Cornerstone Glassworks. Today we're going to look at one of my favorite tools, the lap wheel or the lap grinder. The lap wheel is a 24-inch steel disc that spins with diamond pads attached to allow you to grind and shape even polished glass. So let's get started and see what that's all about. Okay, first we're just going to take a look at the wheel, see what it looks like, see how it's made. We've got the motor down here and then the pulley. Now this is a 24-inch steel disc. The magnet, or like a refrigerator magnet with diamond grit on it. I've got several different grits going to a smoother and then a polishing disc. And so this is what we're fixing to work on. Now the motor's a little loud on this thing, and so it's going to be difficult to talk, but I'm going to try to scream over the sound and see if I can keep you apprised of what I'm actually doing. Okay, the disc turns and water comes up through the spout here in the center, and then the water spreads out, and what it does is it rinses away the glass and it cools the glass rather than letting it generate heat. So that's really important too. So we're going to start it up. Get the water level just right. If you use too much water, your glass will hydroplane and it will grind. So, I've got a piece of glass here. I'm going to start on the corner here. You can apply different amounts of pressure to control what you're doing. Now we're going to remove the coarse disc and replace it with a smoother one. Okay, now we're going to start smoothing this coarse grind that we did. Now we're going to change the disc to a smoother disc yet. Now this disc is a little different. It's made out of rubber, but it's impregnated with a diamond dust. So this is the disc I would use right before going to a polish. going to go to the final polishing disc. This disc is made from a synthetic felt, and we apply cerium oxide to it as a polishing agent. We'll add the water to get it wet, but before I actually start working, I'll turn the water off. Was a square or a rectangle, and I put a radius corner and chamfer here, and then down here put a bullnose. Not a very nice one, not a very shapely one, but for a quick demonstration to show how well the lap wheel works, that should give you some idea. Alright, well that is what the lap wheel is like to work with by hand. What I'd like to do now is show you a couple of tools that I've made to accompany this tool. I've never seen these anywhere. They may exist, somebody may make them, but I've never seen them. So I've had to sort of invent some of my own stuff. And you know, that's a good idea to always think about not relying on what the industry provides, but what can you come up with on your own to make certain tools even better. Let's take a look right now. Alright, I went ahead and put a rough disc back on the lap wheel. What I want to do, or what I do a lot of times, is I will grind a piece of glass, but I'll need to make sure that I've got a nice square edge, not off to an angle or anything like that. And doing that freehand is rather difficult to do. So what I did was I made for myself, I took this nylon board, and then I put these little flaps on it. What this does, you may notice I've got these little, I don't know if you can see it here, but I've got these little adjustment screws where I can make sure and keep this at 90 degrees to the wheel by testing it and adjusting it all the time. So anyway, I just clamp that into place, and then as I'm sitting and grinding, I know I'm going to have a nice perpendicular edge. This is felt, so it won't scratch the glass. So anyway, that's how that works. Pretty simple. And what I want to do is I want to move this back a little bit and then show you another tool that I made for myself. Want to keep that square. All right. This is a linear tracking machine that I built for myself. One of the things about these diamond pads is you don't want to just use them in one spot, because you tend to wear out that spot and then the wheel works unevenly. So when you're doing a big job, doing a lot of grinding, you want to move around the wheel, keep moving all the time so that you're wearing the entire disc evenly. So anyway, let me screw this into place and then we'll get it started. This allows me to do some of the more boring grinding where there's a lot to grind, but it's not really something that has to be steered by your eye. This device can keep it moving, keep the life of my disc long, and I don't have to stand here the whole time. So that's a great and wonderful thing. Okay, I've got my glass here, and I'm going to pop this in. So we screw that down, gets a nice snug hold, and I can move these around and pull them way out to hold all kinds of glass. Even sculptural three-dimensional glass. Okay, so we lock it in the up position. Now we're going to turn the machine on, and then we'll turn the linear tracking device on. Get the water going. That's running, and I've got water. Set her down. Now I can walk away from this, let it run as long as I want. You found that interesting. One thing I want to say about this device, I thought about doing this for years. I don't know how many years I thought about it. I had it in my mind. I would price out the parts and go, maybe I won't spend the money this month. And then one day I finally decided to do it. And once I had it in my hands, I couldn't live without it. Why did I wait all that time? If you get a good idea, don't wait for the industry to come along. You just invent it yourself, and then it'll serve you, and you can serve your customers better. Okay, well, there you have it. That's a little bit about the lap wheel and some ways that it can be used. If you have any questions about any of the tools or things that you've seen in my video, feel free to write. I'll respond. And just for the record, I have very few actual trade secrets. Almost anything I'm willing to share with others about glass, because I love it so much. I enjoy watching others be passionate about it as well. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks.